whatever you are doing today or this weekend or whenever you get to listen to this, thinking about the simple things to appreciate in your life, in your business, and just knowing how fortunate we really are with all that we have around us. Hey, I'm Jade Elysan, a multi-passionate creative based out of New York City who's obsessed with personal development and anything business, from marketing, branding, creating online programs to launches, and helping you step into your true self so that you can share your gifts with the world. Gain insights with manifesting, creating life on purpose, and get ready to elevate yourself in ways that will surprise even you. Included in your weekly dose of inspiration, get ready to be entertained, uplifted, and encouraged to take action with simple and easy to apply tips, tools, and strategies that fit into your busy daily life, sprinkled with some woo-woo along the way. From embracing your confidence to mastering success habits, setting achievable goals, and ways to harness positive mindsets and beliefs so that you can kick self-doubt and your inner critic to the curb where they belong. Whatever's on the topic call sheet, I'll help you navigate the raw, messy, and sometimes hilarious truths of achieving success, abundance, and happiness, all while encouraging you to become the best version of yourself. So think of me as your go-to girlfriend, talking over some coffee, getting real, and giving you some amazing advice to go from hot mess to thriving success. This is the Uber Savvy Life and Biz podcast. Hey, welcome back to the Uber Savvy Life and Biz podcast, where together we'll unlock your true potential to design the life and business of your dreams. I'm your host, Jade Elysan, and today is the Thanksgiving special episode that I have been looking forward to doing for you for some time because, number one, it's somewhat of an unscripted episode, and number two, I freaking love Thanksgiving because I always used to like Food Network chef myself, and this year I'm not doing such a huge feast because I'm not cooking for 16 people like I used to. But I wanted to do a shorter episode for those of you who are tuning in, but it's not going to be as long as the other episodes that I typically do. So thank you so much to those of you who have been tuning in since the very first episode that came out over the summer. I appreciate you so much. And I literally show up and make these episodes for you and have taken your feedback because it means a lot. And I want to make sure that I continue to bring you value and encouragement and motivation through all of these things that I put out there for you. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you in the States who are celebrating Thanksgiving and to around the world. It's just a day of appreciation that you could look at. It's just a really great time to reflect and appreciate the things that are working out in our lives. And sometimes even to look at the things that aren't working out so well, because while we have the opportunity to find the things that are simple and easy to be thankful for, which is what this episode is about, which is 6 simple things to appreciate, I want to acknowledge that sometimes it's not always easy to appreciate things if life isn't going on the right path for you, so to speak. So I'll give a little quick story before I jump into the 6 simple things to appreciate I want to share with this particular Thanksgiving. I was almost not going to do an episode because it's been a really crazy emotional time of year for me. It's the first Thanksgiving without my 3 furry kitties, Lacey, who was my Boston Terrier that was 15 and left in May. Marley was my 18-year-old cat who left in August. And Hannah was his sister, my other 18-year-old cat who left at the end of September. So the holidays are memories that I remember them always being with me. And I just had all of those emotions hit just a couple days ago before filming this episode. And I thought, wow, I have to show up high vibe for the podcast. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to step in and film this episode. But I thought, you know what? This will just be an easy, simple, unscripted episode. Sometimes, even though it's all about appreciating and being thankful for what we do have, sometimes we have to reflect and look at the things that we were thankful to have in our lives as well, too, that we might not have anymore. And for me, it's my 3 furry kitties. But I'm thankful that I have Cooper and Kaylee now. And it's just crazy how fast this year has gone. On a good note, I just wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And I used to love doing Thanksgiving. I would Food Network chef competition myself. What I used to say, I'm in a competition with myself. I was like Monica from Friends. I would always like try to up level myself every year with Thanksgiving. I would do a fig balsamic turkey one year, and then one year was like an apricot theme, and one year was like a butternut squash theme. And I used to cook this huge feast for 16 people. And then as the years went on, my nephews grew up and less people kept coming to the house. And now it's just like down to my hubby and I and my mom and dad. Sometimes they come over, sometimes they don't. It really just depends where we're at, what plans we have, and all of that. This year, thankfully, it's much less work. But what I want to say to you who are tuning in, if the holidays stir up a mix of emotions like they have for me, whether they be emotions of good things or whether they be emotions from excitement and eagerness or feelings of obligation or enjoying guilty pleasures, or even like the stress of the sheer planning of everything, I totally understand. And it could even just bring up emotions of having lost loved ones, whether it be a family member or a friend or a furry kitty that you may have had, that it might be the first holiday. I just want you to know I understand, and I'm sending you so much love and positive healing energy to help you get through that. So before jumping in, if you would like weekly inspiration and would like to stay updated when I release new episodes, check out jadeelysan.com and sign up for the VIP Insider List, where you'll get access to your Empowered Morning Mindset Checklist, an awesome download you'll get completely free just for signing up, which will give you your ultimate caffeine-free boost to supercharge your mornings for success. So, of course, the holidays and Thanksgiving is about family and reflecting and appreciating what we do have and eating until we feel like we're going to burst, because let's face it, we all do it, even if we say, no, we're not going to do it. And then we end up eating like 4 more things of dessert on top of what we said we would not eat. And of course, drinking some yummy cocktails or mocktails if that's your jam. So this is a quick episode because you're likely driving or already with family. No, you're likely not listening to this if you're already with your family. But I just wanted to do a quick episode of 6 simple things to appreciate to get you through this wonderful holiday weekend. So the first simple thing to appreciate, which is something we don't think about, and I remember reading this once, is breathing. We don't think about being thankful for breathing, but I read this book. It was The Magical Air That You Breathe. I believe it was either The Secret or The Magic Book by Rhonda Byrne. I think it's The Magic Book, and it's the magical air that we breathe. And practice where you stop and you just take 5 deliberate breaths 5 times in your day. So wherever you are, like before you go into your holiday gathering, you could just stop outside and just stand there and just like breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. And you could do that 5 times and be thankful for the oxygen. I know that's crazy because you're like, why would I be thankful for the oxygen? But it's that simple thing that is part of our life that without it, we wouldn't be here. Just appreciating and being thankful for breathing and having the ability to breathe. Because my father-in-law, God rest his soul, when it was his last couple months, he was unable to breathe on his own. He was actually on a vent at the hospital, and it was several months of that. And I'm not going to get into the details of it, but we had to say goodbye to him. So breathing is something that I don't take for granted. So that's one simple thing that you can appreciate. Another thing to appreciate, which isn't so dramatic as what we went through with my father-in-law, is our phones. I mean, have you ever gone without your phone for like an hour or several hours? Or have you ever misplaced your phone? I know for me, I'm like, oh my God, where's my phone? Because I do everything out of my phone. I have 200 tabs open for my Safari on my phone because I'm constantly like researching and saving things, and I use it for emails. I turn off my notifications for text messaging because I typically don't text friends or family until like later in the day, just because for whatever reason, for me personally, I'm not sure with you, but I get very distracted and it could take me off my focus. And there was some things that I read that if you have notifications that go off, it could take up to 20 minutes to get back on track, especially if you're in a focused block for work. So that's why I always turn off my notifications with my texting. But that's a simple thing to appreciate is our phones. that technology, that access to technology, especially if you're listening to this on your phone. We're so lucky to be able to have this amazing tool that some countries around the world aren't even aware of yet. And it's hard to conceive that, but it's true. I donate monthly to Children International. And I know that the children that I donate to, the families in Tobacco, Philippines, they don't have cell phones, at least not the ones that I'm donating to. They sleep on, I think, just carpets on the floor. And that sounds crazy to think that. So when I donate and they send me letters and say, thank you so much for the rice that they bought or the school books or the clothes that they bought for school, those little things I know help them. And it's our phones and technologies and the access to things that we have that we just don't even think about. And those are simple things to appreciate. And what's also cool is that Harvard found in positive psychology research that gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. And that is absolutely true. And the third simple thing to appreciate is the snooze button. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love hitting my snooze button. I know we're not supposed to, because I think like when you hit your snooze button once, it could set back your ability to start that motivated, focused work segment by an hour or two. And if you hit your snooze button 3 or 4 times, it might take you 3 or 4 hours in your day to actually like get in the groove, because our sleep cycle, when you wake up, it takes, I believe, 75 minutes for a full sleep cycle to get that refreshness right away. We're not supposed to hit the snooze button. I love the snooze button. It helps me and it's really fun. So, and that brings us to the middle of the episode. I know it's a shorter episode, but if you could share this with 3 friends that you feel who would like the topics discussed in this episode, that would be really great, because you never know who you could uplift. And if you give it 5 stars on the podcast app you're listening on, it truly helps get in front of more like-minded listeners like yourself and allows me to continue to bring ongoing content like this to you. And also make sure you check out the show notes for any links that I may have for upcoming programs, for a new quiz that I'm putting on my website soon. It's a Money Vibes quiz, and that I will be sharing in upcoming episodes as well. And also to get onto the VIP insider list so that you get weekly inspiration and stay updated when I release these new episodes. So the fourth simple thing to appreciate is, this is going to sound so silly, is indoor plumbing and clean water. I mean, how often do you take a shower and never think about the plumbing that goes into it, unless like something happens and you have to call the plumber? Simple things like this, indoor plumbing and clean water, because especially with the filtered water that we have, there's been times that I've gone on trips and have taken showers in like the outdoor showers when I go camping. And I'm like, ew, this is gross, because the water isn't filtered and it's like not clean, clear water. It's like slightly brown. And I'm like, is that me? No, it's the water, because it's not going through filtration system. It's literally an outside shower. What do I expect? Just that simple thing, especially that's why there's water projects throughout the world. And that's a huge thing that I know once I get in the momentum and build my company up, that's something I really want to donate, is do those water projects where they build those water systems in Africa or third world countries that help give fresh, clean water to the surrounding towns. It's things like that we don't even think about, I know that I said these are simple things. Some of them are deeper than others, but it should just be thankful to be able to wash our hands with clean water is a big deal. But like I said, some of these things are more serious than others. And the fifth simple thing to appreciate, which is on the lighter side, is binge-worthy TV shows. I mean, how many TV shows do you watch that you're just like, that was so good, and like you want to watch it again? I used to love Schitt's Creek. Oh my gosh, the one that was on Netflix. That was such a great show with Eugene Levy and Dan Levy. And did you know that Dan Levy, I believe that was his like first real acting gig. He wrote that with his dad. And it's really well done. It was such a great show when it was out. I also like Upload on Amazon Prime. It's a kind of out there show, but I really appreciate the idea of it. It's a futuristic based show of like what might happen to society, but that there could be potential life after life. And it's a really interesting spin that they put on it. And there's also, it's not a TV show, but it's like a mini short series. And Benedict Cumberland is in one. It was like the Ron Dahl. It was based on a true story. And that was like really cool to watch. That was on Netflix. And it was basically about this one guy who was able to prove that through focus and through training, he was able to like use his higher conscious mind to kind of see through things and feel out the energy of the world and be able to like ride a bike with a blindfold, which sounds crazy. But yeah, that's the fifth simple thing to appreciate, are binge-worthy shows. The sixth and final thing to appreciate, which is kind of obvious, is great friends, family, and amazing people that you get to work with. And I am so thankful for my amazing friends that I have. I have a super close friend who has been on the podcast before, Bailey. He's an incredible musician. I would highly suggest to go back and listen to that episode because it's a very inspiring episode about his journey being a musician. And he moved from New York City a few years ago. So that was the last time I saw him, but we still stay in touch. And I just love him so much. And I'm so thankful for my hubby. He's there for me through my worst. He's there for me through my best. And I'm thankful for my close friends that I have and my nephews. And I love them so much. So yeah. And the people I work with, I am so thankful for everybody I work with. I'm so thankful for my incredible productions. I'm so thankful for my coaching clients. I absolutely love and adore all of you. I know that a lot of you listen to the podcast, and I'm just so thankful for your support. And I'm thankful that the industry that I'm also in is open back up, because that's a ton of jobs that are going to be provided for my casting directors and producers and writers and acting friends. And I'm so thankful for all of you. And I'd love to leave you with this incredible quote. Gratitude connects us, heals us, transforms us. It's a practice that can transform your perspective, your mindset, and your life. It's not about denying the difficulties or pretending they don't exist. It's about shifting your focus. Tony Robbins. And that is so true. So just to recap, 6 simple things to appreciate. 1 is breathing, taking intentional breaths, just like in the book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Just that simple practice of the magical air that you breathe, stopping and taking 5 deliberate breaths in, ideally outside, and breathing out, and just pausing and just being thankful that we have the ability to breathe, because there's some people who didn't have the ability to breathe on their own at their last stages of life, like my father-in-law. And breathing is something that we sometimes could take for granted. So that first simple thing to appreciate is just our breath and being able to breathe on our own. And the second simple thing to appreciate is our phones and technology. I mean, it's almost impossible to go an entire day without our phones and all the things that it provides us. And even just thinking about countries around the world and third world countries, or even areas around your current city right now who may not be as well-to-do, or who might not be in a good financial situation. You know, if you have a phone and you have a phone plan, you're lucky. That's something that we take for granted, you know, but even just having access to our technology is going to support us. I mean, think about all the fun things that we do on our phone. I literally am on my phone for meditations on YouTube, for meditations on my meditation apps, for writing notes. I literally have like 10 to 20 notes at any time, because I'm constantly getting inspiration for new programs and different things to add to the podcast, and also use it for my Safari. Like I said, I have like 200 tabs open. And the third simple thing to appreciate is the snooze button for your alarm clock. I know that sounds silly, but I absolutely love sleeping in. I'm a crabby Cancer. I was born in July, so I really love that extra 10 minutes of sleep. I try not to hit it more than once, because I know that the snooze button technically isn't good for the productivity levels that I could have in a day. It's actually been shown that every time you hit the snooze button, it's like 1 extra hour that it takes for you to get in productivity mode. So I just try to hit it once, but I absolutely love the snooze button. And that's a simple thing to appreciate. And the fourth simple thing to appreciate is indoor plumbing and clean water. I know that sounds crazy, but I remember a few years back even when we had I think there was a power outage. It was a major snowstorm. It was years ago. And we didn't have electricity for, I think 4 days. So we had freezing cold water. And my girlfriend in her town, they didn't have the electricity go out for as long. They only had it go out for a day or two. And they were come to our house and use our shower because they had hot showers. So we went there during that time. And that's another thing to appreciate is just having friends who are there to support you when you need them. But yeah, that's the fourth simple thing to appreciate is indoor plumbing and clean running water, because there's places around the world who do not have clean water or even city water. They have wells that they have to go and walk to for hours. That's one of my biggest dreams is to get to a level with my company that I'm able to provide and donate to those water projects that are in Africa and in third world countries around the world, because just even be able to help others with the resources that we have here, things that we don't really consider a big deal, like indoor plumbing and clean water. But that's the fourth simple thing to appreciate. And the fifth simple thing to appreciate are any binge-worthy shows that you enjoy watching. I know that TV is a form of entertainment. It's a form of reprieve. And I personally love to read books at the end of the day, but there's times that I just want to laugh and crack up and not think about life. And I love Schitt's Creek. It used to be on Netflix, but that was one of my favorite shows with Dan Levy and Eugene Levy. And it's inspiring because Dan Levy didn't really get into acting until around that time. And he wrote that show with his dad, Eugene Levy. So that was really inspiring and pretty cool to see that because he didn't start acting until later in life. And I love the show Upload, which is on Amazon Prime. It's such a silly show. It's like a futuristic show about what might happen, later in life, that there might be life after life. When you look at it okay, I mean, it's just a really neat kind of way to view the potential of continuing life after life, whether you believe in it or not. Even just watching it for the creative aspect of how the writers went way out there with it. That's really what I appreciate about the show is the writing. And the last and sixth simple thing to appreciate is your great family and friends and those amazing people that you get to work with. I mean, whenever you get to listen to this episode, you're probably already with your family or friends or loved ones enjoying this holiday. I know here in the States, Thanksgiving is kind of a whole week-long thing for those friends that we don't get to hang out with on Thanksgiving Day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are more gatherings, more food, more Thanksgiving feasts. Literally, I'll do Thanksgiving at my house on Saturday. Okay, I'll do it at my house on Sunday. It's that big of a deal here in the States. That's how much we love Thanksgiving. And Food Network, obviously, is something that really makes it fun because Food Network chefs their meals and feasts every year. So I hope you enjoyed this Thanksgiving special. I know that this was not as long as my other episode, and it wasn't necessarily as deep as my other episodes, even though there were some things in this particular episode that were personal to me and stories that I shared. But whatever you are doing today or this weekend or whenever you get to listen to this, thinking about the simple things to appreciate in your life, in your business, and just knowing how fortunate we really are with all that we have around us. And I just want to say thank you to you and to all of you who have been tuning in. It means the world to me, and I appreciate you more than words. So we're coming to the end of season 1, and I'm thankful for all of you who have stayed with me this entire season. It has been awesome, and you could expect these next few episodes over the next few weeks before the actual season 1 finale. There will be a really cool episode coming out because I'm doing this whole money consciousness and understanding the energy of money series of episodes. But there'll be an episode coming up of secrets to increase your money vibes for the holidays, and another episode with the incredible marketing genius behind Rich Dad Poor Dad, as well as another episode, the brilliant brains behind the $1 billion brand Chicken Soup for the Soul. These amazing guests I was so fortunate to have on the show. And we'll be finishing out the season around the holidays. So whatever you do today, I hope it's awesome, whether you're celebrating Thanksgiving with your family multiple times, or you are just going to do low key like my hubby and I and just be together. I hope you have an incredible Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Enjoy Black Friday. Thank you so much for tuning into the Uber Savvy Life and Biz podcast. That was awesome. I appreciate you. Stay committed to your vision, take consistent action, and know that great things are on the other side of that door. Because remember, only you hold the key to unlock your dream life. So why not start today? I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Can I just say, you're awesome. You just finished an episode of the Uber Savvy Life and Biz podcast. If you like this episode, feel free to leave a nice review and rate it 5 stars if you found it helpful. But if not, please don't rate it 4 stars. Just ignore this part. However, if you did like it, make sure you share it with a friend who may find some value in the topics discussed today. Be sure to share it with them because you never know who you could uplift. Also, if you want more, check out the show notes in the description, which would include any links that may have been mentioned in this episode. Are you still listening? Are you waiting for a blooper reel? That'd be a really fun idea to throw in the Times. But seriously, are you tired of foggy mornings? Go to jadeelysan.com to grab your ultimate caffeine-free boost to supercharge your mornings for success. That's right, your empowered morning mindset checklist. Your great day is just a thought away. So I don't even know if I'm putting this in, but if it is, it'll probably be in the blooper section, which I don't even know if you get to listen to sometimes. Okay, let's do this. And it's crazy because I'm looking out my window right now and it is literally snowing. So that's how quickly the weather changes here on the East Coast. All right, Jade. We'll see how that goes. Well, you could listen to it like on your Black Friday lines, right? Yeah, totally. I love listening to podcasts when I'm shopping. I mean, how do you think I get through all the stores? I'm kidding. I barely shop at the stores anymore. Everything is online. So I technically am listening to podcasts in the convenience of my own home. All right. If you're still listening to this, happy Thanksgiving weekend. Hugs and kisses. Love you. Bye.